Welcome. Update for June 1st, 2022. What is the Galactic Federation? Galactic Federation, it's in the Wall Street Journal. I read the article. Forbes, I read the article. NBC News, Fox News, Times of India, Global News, and Science News. Well, right now they're showing this Tic Tac, this UFO things with the camera, on the jets and stuff. So on the bottom line, they're saying they're out there. Now they're talking about a Galactic Federation. That's not a Tic Tac. We're talking about something on a whole nother level. So think about it. UFOs, they're here, they're there, they disappear. It's interdimensional. No time, no space. They work with consciousness. I guarantee you they work with consciousness. So increasing our consciousness is the next step for our human evolution. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay. Scientific studies have shown 90 to 100% of the people who die and leave their body and then come back, have a near-death experience, lose fear of death. Think about that. That's a lot. 90 to 100% of the people who have a near-death experience come back have no fear of death. And they know that they are eternal. They know that they are a soul. And they recognize very well that it's a suit of flesh that we wear while we're incarnated. We are in flesh and blood, densification of material. And it's not really that dense anyway, but we densify these different types of materials: flesh, blood, bones. Differentially permeable membranes. We turn into this physical vehicle and we reside in it with our willpower, our ability to focus, and our unconditional love. Our willpower, you know you have willpower. Your ability to focus, you know you have the ability to focus, and your unconditional love. Those are the three things you take with you. Your body turns to dust, you go to the other side, and you're just like you are now. It's even better, a lot better as a matter of fact. It's your willpower, your ability to focus, and your unconditional love. Same things you use to incarnate your physical vehicle. 6.5 months in the pregnancy, you entered into the physical vehicle. Your willpower did. Your ability to focus and your unconditional love, and you hung out there inside mommy. And you use those things to integrate with the physical vehicle. And you're in the physical vehicle now. When you pass on, you leave the physical vehicle. You become interdimensional. So seeing angels, no problem. Seeing people who've passed on, no problem. See pets that you've loved, no problem. Seeing extraterrestrials, no problem. Seeing ultradimensionals, no problem. Seeing spirit guides, choirs of angels. All the people that were ever born are on the other side, at some place in heaven, in their own mansion, the place they feel most comfortable. So you don't really die. And so in the category of beings that come into existence, this is a very dense state that we are in now, physically dense state. These other beings and souls and spirits are outside time and space, so they can travel faster than the speed of light. They can do telepathy because it's their unconditional love. Now, if you go to the best hospital in the world and say, I want to get a picture of my unconditional love, please, X-ray, sonogram, some kind of picture of my unconditional love, because I know I'm loving, they're not going to have to be able to, any kind of device that can measure it, it's outside time and space for the moment. Same thing with your willpower. You know you have willpower. You had it before you were born. You have it now. When you get to the other side, that's all you're taking. Willpower is one of the three things, and your ability to focus. So when you elevate your consciousness, you reach up they reach down. They reach down to help and infuse each of us on our own threshold level so that we acquire more talents for compassion and patience and unconditional love. So it's very important to understand that spirituality and resonating with unconditional love is the actual medium for telepathy. So at the moment, you're probably talking or listening, and you're not really thinking about your talking or listening. You're not really thinking about that you're tuning out the background sounds and you're listening to specific speech frequencies. You're doing it automatically. You might not even know that you are doing it. You've always done it. You've never turned your hearing off, ever. Same thing with your oral motor for speech and breathing. The whole time you've been alive, you've been breathing in and out, and you've never really been stopping and thinking about it. You've automatically been doing it. Your cell memory is doing that. The memories inside your cells. So, every subatomic particle knows exactly what to do. Every subatomic particle knows exactly what to do. You are 99.9999999% empty space. Inner space is greater than outer space. Interdimensional entities that are constructing the densification of our cosmos run the place. Now, it's very organized. It's called the Galactic Federation. The Galactic Federation. Wall Street Journal had a great article about the Galactic Federation. Forbes, NBC News, excellent programs and information about the Galactic Federation. So now understand that at the bottom line, at the base level, you might be seeing vehicles that are flying around, or lights, or craft, or landings, or all different kinds of things. That's at the base level. Up above that is a giant system of structured laws and rules. Structured laws and rules. And the Galactic Federation is kind of like, the cop at the intersection with the whistle. No joke. I'm a little bit familiar with the Great White Brotherhood, personally. And I know that the Great White Brotherhood works directly with the Galactic Federation. Also, I'm a little bit familiar personally with an Orion group who is also working to elevate consciousness on the planet. So I have a rapport with Daisy, my guardian angel, so that's what I'm doing. I'm a speech pathologist, work on thoughts and things, sharing communication, and Daisy is helping with Orion entities, Pleiadian entities. Was a minister in training with Sylvia Brown. She's familiar with the Pleiadian agenda, unconditional love healing for the planet and others. So I'm reaching up, Daisy's reaching up, everyone on my staff is reaching up to open doorways to clean representation with the Galactic Federation for individuals, not government entities. Hello. You have to go inside, meditate, understand that you love yourself, focus on your insides, and give yourself free will to understand you are in fact a spark of the divine. You are in fact a spark of the divine. So in the old days, somebody didn't do something right, somebody hit them over the head or throw them in the lake or something. But today they have, yesterday a Russian journalist was saying that 2 thermonuclear weapons would destroy the East Coast, and 4 thermonuclear weapons would turn it into a desert. And he was saying that as a threat. So we have an opportunity to use our willpower ability to focus in unconditional love and reach up, which means evolution of consciousness, evolution of humanity right now. Evolution now. Evolution now. While you're still incarnated, it's going to be a lot clearer when you pass on, but it's better to start working on it now. Now, from their perspective, from our space brothers and sisters' perspective, there's one main rule. A big rule is don't frighten the natives. Right. So they typically, so it's going to be very difficult for Earth pilgrims, for human beings to grasp interdimensionals, because it's out of time and space, and all your concepts are put together in only time and space thought forms. And then also, it's going to be painted, it's called poisoning the well, where you've probably heard so much god-awful stuff about, I don't know what, being kidnapped and whatever. They're more afraid of us than we are afraid of them, really. That's the honest to God truth. And so that's why they're giving us a lot of space. And understand that people on the planet are very dense in physical matter and also in consciousness, reduced consciousness. So in higher resonances, where your thoughts are more crystallized as things, then you can relocate by using just your thoughts, like an out-of-body experience, except that you live in that existence. So you're more loving. These are off-planet beings. Interdimensionals are more loving than we are. They can go across great time and space resonances and come down to our resonances, where people talk about 4 nuclear weapons, thermonuclear weapons wiping out the East Coast. So their rule is don't frighten the natives, because God knows what they'll do. Okay, so they're just being really back off-ish. Don't, we'll watch them. If they start aiming bullets at us, they disappear. That's what they do. They just disappear off the radar screen. We don't know where they went. That's because they manage thought forms with consciousness. Hello, they manage thought forms with consciousness. So we're not even in that ballgame. We have to reach up. And when we reach up, we look out and we find, oh, look, UFOs are real. Oh, that guy's UFO story really happened. Oh, look, all those temples, it's all real. And oh, look, now they're talking about Wall Street Journal, Galactic Federation, Forbes, Galactic Federation, Science News, Galactic Federation, Global News, Galactic Federation, Times of India, Galactic Federation, NBC News, Galactic Federation. So they're coming in. It's coming in, but it needs to come into you individually, into your heart chakra. Because if your unconditional love isn't cranked up, it's not going to work. Pardon me. It requires your willpower, your ability to focus your unconditional love. Because the Galactic Federation is no joke. You can't be a jerk and hang out with those guys. They're very serious about this unconditional love stuff, big time. And they don't want this earth plague to go on and do not nice stuff to everybody. Understand, when you're not treating yourself in a loving fashion, not only are you injuring yourself, but we're all connected. We're all connected. You and all your loved ones are always in my prayers.